Yeah, these female rappers out here, they're giving off the wrong energy, but they feel they need to do what they need to do for them. You know, these black going back to these black entertainers that are not taught manhood, proper womanhood, uh, understanding where they should be, uh, in their divine feminine and masculine mindsets. They're around the wrong teachers because we have the wrong influences. You know, everybody is taught on survival, individuality, divide and conquer instead of, the black family and staying together and being together. No one's taught that. So when you have those things, like when you say masculinity is toxic, no, it's not. So if masculinity is toxic, then the feminine, being feminine, is not. So then we get into a whole new issue. We get into a whole new issue of a whole new genre of people that don't fuck with nobody, but they're persecuted, you know. But I'm like, my man, leave people alone, you know. Just leave people alone, my G. That's what it's about. Leave people alone. You'll understand about what's going on about certain things, man, when you get into yourself. You don't need psychiatry. You don't need psychology. You need to talk to people who know you. People in your family that there's one or two people in your family that you trust. Let them become your counselors. Stop paying strangers to tell your problems to. Anybody you gotta pay. Anybody you gotta pay to listen to you is not listening to you. Because if you weren't paying them, if you wasn't paying, they wouldn't listen. And that's on the strip. Real talk. Stop paying these people, man. All this money, and they ain't listening. And you wonder why you still got the same problems. Because that's not us. That's not us. All that came about when they destroyed family through programming. Took the man out of the house, make the woman the head of the family. Nothing wrong with her being head of the household. But being head of the family, that's a problem. Because the man has to provide, protect, and preserve, you know, based on basic animal instruction. That's what animals do in nature. And we're humans. We're supposed to be the supreme animal, the supreme, connected to the supreme being, and we didn't learn that from animals. You saying we're no better than animals? And animals getting it right? Only thing they die off because of human interaction. But that's another thing too. That's another topic for another day. You know, you can go on and on and on and talk about manhood, masculinity. Masculinity ain't nothing but will. You know, that's all that is. You know, and a lot of women are the way they are today is because the lack of men being taught what manhood is about, what true manhood is about, not based on vanilla people. Chocolate people got their own thing. If you let us alone, we'd be all right. But you have to want to know what manhood is about. You got to run to it, like how we run to the clubs on the weekend, how we run to buy this, the new that, how we stand online for hours for sneakers and cell phones. You got to want masculinity. I mean, you got to want manhood. You know, understanding manhood will bring out your masculinity. And you have to use, the critical mind, critical thought, logical, critical, logical, objective mind ideals to control your masculinity. You gotta learn to think right. And it comes back to gravitating to right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, right thinking, gravitating to the right information that's going to help you live in this world while you're here. You need that. A lot of us don't have that. You know, a lot of us are not around a lot of people who have right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding. That's why a lot of us get jammed up. A lot of us get jammed up. Black entertainers. Go back, a lot of them didn't have the proper people around them as children, as adults, as young adults, as young kids that come into money. They got the wrong people around them. So that's why the wrong things happen. And on top, you thinking wrong. And on top, you dealing with trauma, generational trauma. So there's plenty of variables that into play. Then you're dealing with spiritual trauma as well as the mental. It starts with you. You know, healing is not outside of you. Healing is within. All healing is based on your train of thought, the way that you think. You don't need to be around no swami, no guru, no minister, to know these things. But because it wasn't taught to us, we get caught up in BS. It has nothing to do with us. Meanwhile, these vanilla people and Indian people, they go around here, they make millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, millions of dollars. You know, it's all focused stuff, man. It's all social engineering to keep a certain type of people in a certain position for certain reasons. But you got to gravitate to that information. You have to want. Yeah, if I were to tell young men anything, it's not masculinity that you have to worry about. It's manhood. You know what I mean? You see what's going on in the communities. You know, somebody who's doing something right, who's proven, who's been on point, who's never wavered from whatever cause they're doing in the community. I don't care if they're Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew, or atheist, or conscious. You know, if they're in the community, they've been doing something, they got a good track record, and you feel, or you know that you can learn something from them. Not feel, know. You know that you can learn something from them. Do it. Do it. And get on point and get to it so that you can awaken. You can be on your mission to do whatever. This is very important. Manhood is very serious. It's very serious, man. Manhood will help you understand woman nature and help you understand, like, yo, you don't need to. You don't need to put a woman in her place. You need to put yourself in your place, and she'll follow. You dig what I'm saying? If you're moving and grooving in this world, moving forward and doing what you're supposed to do for you, you'll stand out, and the right women will gravitate to you. You got to stay on what you got to stay on and do what you got to do, and be in your right frame of mind, your divine masculine frame of mind. And when you're in your divine masculine frame of mind, doors open for you that you would never understand. I tell you, man, if I didn't go through what I went through, you know, during that pandemic, man, I don't know where I would be mentally, man. I went through a lot mentally. I mean, maybe the breakup that I had before the pandemic helped me, but it was right on time. The pandemic, it was like everybody should have benefited on that, psychologically. But once again, I close this out. Peace and love, family. high vibrations, and may divine love shower upon you.